The 10th of March, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Okay. And sorry, I'm not feeling good.
Good morning, Phil.
Good morning. How you doing?
Oh, there, it got back. Okay, Baruch Hashem. So we are somewhere over here in Metzia. Just take a minute. Yeah. Got up to 20. Okay, Bava Metzia. Oh, it's right here. Oh yeah, we're right in the middle of this very filled with details, this Gemora. Okay, so we're trying to understand this as best as we can. And we're up to, oh nice. It's even difficult to figure out because the words are very repetitive over here. This is the second time we said Ela Ikabenaihu, or maybe it's the third time. No. Oh, the first time was my benayu, ikabenayu, and then we said what we said, and then we rejected it, and we said sof sof korole b'nei lokeach gazlana, and then we said no, ella ikabenayu. This is the difference, and we presented the difference, and we said no, sof sof korole b'nei gazlana. So now we're up to the second Ika Ella Ikabenayu. And where can this be found? Where this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines from the top of Tez Zayin Amud Aleph. It says Sof Sof Karu Lebnei B'nei Gazlana. So right, so he doesn't want, just like he doesn't want himself to be called a Goslin, even after his demise, the Goslin's demise, he doesn't want his children being pointed out as the son of the Gazlana. So therefore, accordingly, he wouldn't try to do anything to take away the property from the purchaser. But in any case, the Gemora is basically still trying to figure out what is the nafkamina. That's what it means, my binaya. What's the nafkamina? What's the practical halachic difference between these two opinions? Between Mar Zutra, who said that when the Goslin buys the property from the original owner after he sold it to a purchaser before he having done so. So Mar Zutra says his intention is for the sake of because it's a nichale de lo nikraye gazlana. It's good for him. It's preferable for the gazlan that that he's not, that he don't call him a gazlan. And the second opinion was Rav Ashi. Rav Ashi said nichale the leku behemnusei. It's preferable for him. It's desirable for him to I think the Art Scroll translated is to stand by his word. His word was that he sold this property to the purchaser. Okay. So now when we're looking for a practical, we're looking Gemora, when the Gemora asks my binayu, it means to say we said that both of these reasons, motivations why he did what he did are pretty much similar. What's the difference between them? There got to be some difference between them. So the Gemara is looking for what's the practical difference between them, and how do we find out what's the practical difference between them? We find that out by constructing a case, a scenario where Mar Zutra would say, according to that, the din will be like this, and according to Rav Ashi, it'll be the other way around. And the din is really in terms of how far is this gazlan going to go in order to ensure that the property that the purchaser bought stays with the purchaser. Does it stay just with him? Does it even stay for his heirs? That's the picture that we got now. So the Gemara is going to come up with another scenario. Ela ikabenayu. What did we say? 8th line from the words at the beginning of the sentence are sof karu lebnei gazlona, and then we say ikabenayu. So we're going to read from the ikabenayu. Ela ikabenayu. Who's there? I see Phil.
I'm here. I'm trying to see if it's up to me. I'm trying to see if I know you mean after the sof.
Right. In other words, sof is the Gemara's question on the previous suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
That we said that we'll find a nafkamina case in the case where not the purchaser dies, but that the gazlan dies. The Gemara said, no, that's not going to be that won't be a practical difference between them either. So now we're saying ela ikabenayu. It's on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines from the top. It's the last 2 words in that line. Ella. First word in that we were going to read from is Ella. Okay, and so you may as well read. Phil.
Where is everybody? So we can maybe what's the difference between them?
Right.
The Yahab Matana. You should give it as a gift. He gave it as a gift. Man de Oma, Nicha, this is good to him. Le de likum beham noteha. That it's that he wants to stay, that he's standing by his word. That's good for that. Man de Oma Nichale to lo, and according to the one who says it's good, that he doesn't call him a gazlan, a robber. Or Malay, he said to him, what have you really stole from me? And he's like a third party in this. He didn't steal directly from him, he stole from the other guy. You didn't steal it from me. So what have I taken from you? I haven't stolen anything from you.
So this is very strange because you know what's so strange? Because now the Gemora is forced to say that the case that was the case. That was the case. Shmuel asked Rav. Oh, okay. Shmuel asked Rav, what didn't the Goslin sell the property? Now now the Gemara is talking about the Goslin didn't sell the property. He gave it as a present to somebody. Okay. So after having done that, he didn't charge him any money. That was Robin Hood, right? He stole from the rich and he gave to the poor. So that's what this Goslin did. He stole from the rich guy that owns the property, and now he gives it as a present to this other guy, Jew number 2. That's the scenario where we're going to find a ikabenayu between Mar Zutra and Rav Ashi. Diahava b'matona. Oh, so you explain Manda Amar Nichole Leikum Behem Nusay. That was Rav Ashi. So what is he going to say in this case? He's going to say also the same is going to be true in the case where the Goslin gives it to the guy, a third party, as a matana. Matana nami. Nichole the Leikum Behem Nusay. The operating principle is still going to be the same. That he wants that the person that he gave this gift to should actually receive the gift that he gave him, and it not turn out that the original owner is going to come on and take it away from him. So accordingly, when we say the Goslin bought it from the original owner, he meant to do so certainly in order to secure the title in the hands of the recipient of the Goslin's gift. But Mandomar Nichole Deloitte Nikriyuhu Gazlana. Funny word. According to Mar Zutra, who says that the reason that the Goslin acted the way he acted to buy the property back from the real owner was in order that he not be called a Goslin. Amalei, my Gazlina Minach. He's going to say, what did I steal from you? I stole something from you. Now, who's he saying this to, Phil?
Well, no, there's a whole question about whether we're talking about the robber or not, because there's a whole issue of he purchased and he's trying to, do I have to get the money back? But he's trying to, in a sense, I think there's a whole concept of saying, I'm not the robber. What are you blaming? I didn't steal anything from you. Maybe the other guy stole from, there's a whole problem about purchasing from a robber. And now it's his. If he purchases from a robber, but it's not his, is it mine? But I didn't do the stealing. And that's where all these things were stuck in this purchasing from a robber story. And, if you purchase from a robber, is it still stolen property and who's responsible for it? Why should I be forced to the problem? That reminds me, this is a whole issue about stolen goods, somebody sells it to somebody else and you buy it from somebody else. Now, what are you liable for in that situation? Do you have to return it? Well, I didn't buy it. I didn't steal it from you. I just got it from a third person. Is it now like out of it all? Is it now not a problem? I don't know.
Well, there's no doubt that that the true owner, whether the guy who's sitting on his land bought it or whether he got it as a matana, either way, the true owner is going to be able to kick him off. So he can't, the guy that's sitting on the land right now, he can't say to the true owner, what do you want from me? I didn't steal it. This must be what the Goslin is saying to somebody, but I don't know who is he saying it to. Is he saying it to the? I mean, so in all the other cases, the two other cases that we had so far, we're talking about the guy that purchased the property, paid money to the Goslin, and now he's got to have his property taken away from him from the real owner. Over here, though, he didn't pay anything for the land. So would that explain why the Goslin is able to say to him, "My Goslin, Aminah, what did I steal from you?" Well, you did steal from him. He thought that he was getting a present, and now it turns out that he didn't get nothing because this true owner is going to come along and kick him off. So how is it that Goslin is going to be able to say to the one that he gave him a ton to, "What did I steal from you?" I mean, I guess the simple understanding is that when the guy paid him, when the guy paid the Goslin for money to buy the property, then he really did steal from him because he represented to him that he owns the property, and he took money from him and then said, "Okay, fine, now you can go and possess the property." But really, he couldn't because he didn't buy the property from the owner. Over here, but he's still relying on the guy to set up a shop on this property, even if he didn't pay for it. Is Rashi say something over here? Maybe Rashi says something.
There wasn't any Rashi on this. There's no Rashi. We only did after the sof. There was no Rashi.
Okay, don't know what happened, but they knocked me off. But I got back on.
Okay.
Okay, so that I guess that's the pshat. That in other words, the who is that? That's Marzutra. He's not going to be able to call him a Goslin in this case. So therefore what? So therefore he didn't necessarily buy it from the true owner with the intention of securing possession to the purchaser, because he's not a purchaser. He's just a recipient of a gift. And so if he says, "Sorry, I'm kicking you off the property now because the property belongs to me," so he's not going to be able to call him a Goslin. He can call him an Indian giver, but a Goslin he can't call him. Yeah. Okay, so that's what the Gemora means over here, and so now Not sure what the Gemara is going to do now. Let's see. In other words, has the Gemara solved its mystery? What's the nafkamina, my binayu between them? This is the answer. Or is the Gemara going to challenge this also? Let's see. The next Gemara says Pshita. Let's read from Pshita.
Okay. Am I the only one here still? What happened to? I mean, Lou started recording. Anybody else here?
Nobody's here. Yeah, you're the reader today.
Okay, so now we're up to the Pshita. Okay, so that's after the two dots. Okay.
First word in the line, a few lines down.
Yeah, so it's obvious. Zivane Orta. If he stole, Zivane is like giving, right? He gave land, right? No, it's sold. He sold the land, the Orta, the Omar Hai, and then he said to him, or I'm skipping a space here. Wait a second. Pshita, no, okay, Orta. Yahavnim, and he gave it as a gift. Now the art scroll actually says that ba instead of and is or he gave it as a gift. Lav ukmei kamai. Lokeach. He's not trying to establish it for the purchaser. Kai by because it needs nifla le'yushiv. If it fell to him as an inheritance, Yerusha b'meila. It is a complete Yerusha. It does good. It is a good Yerusha. Who the love, and it's not high, and it's not Ihu Kai Terach of Tara, and it's not a trouble of what's of Tara. There's no
Abasra. Lav Iu Kotorach Abasra. He's not the one who's Toreach, who's putting himself out. Abasra after it.
After at the end, yeah. Gabi Ihu in this, the Chovo, with it is his debt, Hazinu, Hazinu. He sees it. What's it?
Yeah, Hazina. So we see.
Do we see?
We see.
He's in this. If it is to him, Ara Achem. If he has other land, does he have other property? High that I need. Kumuma Kmiya Lokat, originally to establish the purchase of it.
If he has some other field, the Omer, and he says, Hi Ba'ina, and he says, no, this one is the one that I want.
Yeah, he would be.
So we say that when the Goslin purchased the property from the true owner, what did he do that for? He was doing so in order to ensure that this property would be established for the sake of the Lokeach, in the hands of the Lokeach. V'ilo zuze hu de boy hiparure.
But if he did give him, if he does, that's where it's like the E.
Oh, v'ilo kama.
E low, and if not so, zuzehu, it's money. To buy.
Zuzehu de boy hiparure.
He needs to pay.
Okay, so the Gemara is we got to figure out what this pshita was all about, because the pshita was not so pshita.
Definitely not.
Moore says pshita. Oh yes, this is pashit. What's pashit? Zav, step one, zavna, orsa, v'yahava b'matona. Now, this case of zavna, let's just translate the words. He sold it. He sold it. Orsa, he inherited, bequeathed it. In other words, he gave it the Yerusha. The Yerusha went to the heirs. V'yahava b'matona. Now, we're not talking about one case. We're talking about, or alternatively, I think, or he gave it as a present. Lav le'ukma kamelukeach kaboy. So he didn't intend to establish the property in the hands of the lokeach. Okay, so this part over here is not clear exactly what the Gemora is talking about, and you got a Rashi over here. This Rashi Dibra Maskel Zavna Orsa. So four narrow lines down from the wide lines in Rashi.
Okay. The Zavna Orta. That sort of he bought land, he sold land.
He sold it.
Yeah, Im, and then there's a Bach on this. I don't know if that's going to make a difference or not. In Kodem, if before Shalacha, before he purchased it, Min Habalim from the owners, Chazar, he retracts.
It
got sold leish to the person, to another person. He kind of like he retracted and then sold to somebody else
before the true owner came along and took it away from the first guy.
Right.
In kodem shalokach mina bailim, if before it was taken by the true owner, chazar umachra leish acher, the Goslin turned around and sold it to a second guy.
It says this is Lavar min harishon or harisha, excluding from the first one or the inheritor. So he sold it to somebody else, totally out of the picture.
Apart from the first guy.
Apart from the first guy. Or the harisha. Or alternatively, harisha to the inheritors, la'acha afterwards, to the inheritors of echad, one of his sons, or another case, he'll give it to him, he'll give it as a gift. Or achakach, afterwards he'll purchase it. Hi, in these vadai. It's the date. His intention is revealed. The lav ukme, that it's not established. I have to purchase it. Yeah. Lost my track. To the per had to kind of turn that off.
So in other words, he did one of these three things,
Yeah,
Either
well,
one of these three things that he did.
yeah, but I'm still missing the one thing. He did one of the three things, right? Now, let me
So
go out.
since he did one of those
One
three
of the three
things,
things, and afterwards he purchased it. High, it's vadai. It's his intention is revealed. That he's not establishing to the purchaser Rishon that he's going to one of these things. He's not going to the first purchaser buy that he needs he's dealing with. Velo nicha, and it's not goodly the likom behamta to stand by his word. Shahare machar al that he sold it to the second one.
oh, so all these three things Rashi says that he did. Alternatively, he did either this or that. And then Rashi says, and after having done that thing, he turned around and bought the property from the original owner, the real owner. So in that case, if that would be so, we can says Rashi, it's a certainty that it's clear that his das in buying the property after having done of one of those three things was not to secure the ownership of the property in the hands of the first one that he sold it to, right? Because all of these three things are undercutting the ownership of the first guy, of the first lokeach.
Right.
So, okay. And if so, says, continues Rashi, velo nichole, the lekum behemnuse. And it's not his primary objective over here to establish his good word, his good name, and his and to keep his word in regard to the sale that he made to the first purchaser. Sharei Mochor L'Sheni, because we see that he already sold it to a second person. I guess that Mochra is one of the cases was that he sold it to a second person. There was three different cases there. I understood. One is that he bequeathed it to his son, and the other one was that he gave it as a matana. So what Rashi says over here that he was mochra l'sheni is a little bit labdafka. I guess he means to say he transacted with a second party, either his son or another buyer or somebody who was the recipient of the gift. But in all those cases, in all those scenarios, we see that he goes and gets the property, buys the property from the original owner. It's clear that he's not interested in upholding the sale of the first one. Okay, so I don't know what that told us so much, but that's what the Gemora says over here. That's all pshita to us, says the Gemora. Now we understand why that's pshita. Now the Gemara's got to, I guess, build on that and make another point over here. So back in the Gemara, benafla le beirusha.
Wait a second. Didn't we talk about the Yerusha already?
Yeah, so he said, so the Gemara said, Nafla le biru.
We said that already. We did it. If you tell Yerusha. Yeah, but then the
Nafla le
Rashi on that said
biyerusha.
Naflalei, and it says Lagazlan to the Braba Yerusha. Shematchila Gazla, because originally Gazla he robbed it la'acha me Merushav from his after it inherited it umes hanigzal and died the victim. The victim died in this.
Oh, yeah, you read the Rashi?
Yeah, that was the Rashi. That was the Nafala.
Nafla le legazlin biyerusha. Shemitchila gazla le'echad mimorishav umes hanigzal. Oh, so in other words, this property was this property. Nafla legazlin biyerusha. Shemitchila gazla le'echad mimorishav umes hanigzal. Initially, what happened was, says Rashi, that the Goslin guzzled the property from one of the inheritors of the property, Umesa Nigzal, and then the one that he stole it from was Nifter. I don't understand. Naflole Legazlin Yerusha? It fell to the Goslin in Yerusha?
We're talking the Gazla. We're talking about. It sounded like an inheritor of the Gazla. That's the question. It's not the owners. It's he's robbed it, and then he died. The Gazlan died, and now he has Yerusha.
Oh, sound like if the Goslin inherited the property, that means that he stole it from his father,
mm-hmm.
And then the father died, and he got it Yerusha. Funny case. And Rashi doesn't mention the fact, but we're understanding that the Goslin sold the property that he stole, and he sold it to the Lokeach. And after the Lokeach bought the property from the Goslin that stole it from his father, then the father passed away, and like that, the Goslin inherited the property that he stole.
Mm-hmm.
And so now, what's the issue? Do we say that he? Do we say so? So the Gemara says Yerusha Memelahi, V'lav Iu Kotorach Abasra. Yerusha happened by itself. It wasn't similar to the case that we had before, that the Goslin went to the trouble of going after the original owner that he stole the property from and buying it back from him. And like that, he now has official title to the property, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Or we would say maybe the reason that he bought it from the guy was in order to secure the title of the property to the purchaser that he sold it to. But over here, we can't say that because he didn't do anything at all. That's what the Gemara means when it says Yerusha Memelahi. The Yerusha went by itself. By itself, it happened that the Goslin acquired the property. V'lav iu kotorach abasra. He didn't put himself out to go after acquiring the property.
Okay.
We're out of time. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Phil.
Take care. Be well.
All the best. Have a great day. Bye for now.
Bye bye.